All right, guys, want to show you what can happen when you make errors using Desmos calculators, especially the difference between the graphing and a scientific. All right, so here I'm working on this triangle problem, and looks like we're looking for an angle right here, right? So I use this in a lot of sines, and we set up the formula, and we cross multiply, so you get this, sine of angle z equals 8 times sinus 50 over 12. And then to find the angle, we got to do the inverse sine. Now, the only reason that this person ended up undefined, by the way, is because notice here how they put an 8 here, and then they accidentally put a 5 here, so it turned into 85. So it made this undefined. So that's the only reason that they got undefined. But some of you guys are getting, on this particular problem, negative like 0.17. And I just want you to think for a second, if you're getting negative 0.17 for an angle, think about that. Can we have a negative angle? That doesn't make sense. All right, so here's what's going on. So a lot of you guys are still using the graphing calculator to make your calculations, which is fine, but you need to know what's going on. So let's say I set up this same calculation right here, sine inverse of 8. And remember, it should be just 8, not 85. Okay, so that's how I'm going to type it. So I'm going to go down here. Let's get this out of the way. Get my head out of the way. Go to functions. I am all up in the space here. Let's just close me out. All right, there we go. Sine inverse, and I click divide so I can get the rational line or fraction line, sine of 50, then divide by 12, and then look, you get negative 0.0 or negative 0.17. Here's the issue. The graphing calculator automatically defaults to radians. Okay, radians is another way to measure angles. We haven't gone over that yet, but it's another way to measure angles. So you need to make sure you're in degrees. So basically what I do is I come over to this little wrench and click degrees, and notice how that changes all of a sudden. Now that makes more sense, right? 30.7 degrees. All right, so now let's actually copy this, and I'm gonna go over to the scientific calculator. And notice as soon as I type it, it gives me as soon as I type it, it gives me the right answer. And let me actually refresh this to show you what it defaults to. And notice how it says degrees right away. So the scientific calculator for Desmos defaults to degrees, whereas the graphing calculator defaults to radians. So you need to make sure that you are in degree mode. So watch what happens when I click that. Boom, it goes back to that value. Boom, now there's the correct value. So make sure you're in degree mode or whichever you're using, okay? That's it.